turn one here. You can see Jack when they're coming into the corner. He's right down next to the truck on the bottom.
See, but now there's a gap. There's going to be a little bit of a gap.
Watch him come off the truck on the bottom.
Just a little bit. Boy, he didn't come up much.
No. That's just, there's room for 3 trucks there, but you got to all be cooperating.
Yeah, you don't need to be touching each other when you do that.
No, definitely not. I don't see that worked out too well for her at all.
Tough break for Deborah. I think without a doubt we're going to see him see it start smoking just the slightest bit here. But as we mentioned before, the truck was still running, so he undoubtedly had an oil line or something that came loose. Michael, he's back on the racetrack.
Yeah, Timothy Peters might have gotten hit or something, but there must be 20 trucks that drive through the oil before, and they didn't spin out. So you got to assume maybe. Let's see if we can see. Yeah, Timmy gets hit right there. It didn't have anything to do with the oil.
Looked like
the truck of Brendan Gaughan just got it.
Why we're under this caution. He's on his own.
Oh, he's so fortunate. He kept the gas down and mostly kept it off the wall. He can continue on here and are off 2. He slows it down and he gets to pit road. Here's the crash. Let's see what happens. It looked like Timothy Peters drove down a little bit on Brandon Witt, caused him to make contact. Brandon was in there a pretty good ways, and they just ran out of racing room over there.
Yeah, it looked like Timmy maybe pinched him down a little bit, and unfortunately they made some contact. Brandon ran into Timmy basically, and Timmy got contact front and rear with the wall.
And you know, Dennis blew the tire coming off.
How this caution came about?
Oh, he got together with Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace in the 12 truck. Mike was on the outside, had given him plenty of room down on the bottom of the racetrack. And the 07 moved up the hill. They made some contact, and around he went.
Get back to the lead lap. Let's see what happened, Phil.
See where the 8 of Deborah Renshaw. She got a little bit loose getting in the corner. She was on the inside of the 1 of Ted Musgrave. Got a little bit loose, lost the back end, and around she went back into the fence.
Now, Michael, you had just mentioned Bill Lester will get his lap back, and David Rudiman, because Rudiman was actually in front of the 30 of Todd Bodine. Now, if at the last scoring loop, if the 22 of Bill Lester was actually in front of Todd Bodine, then he wouldn't actually be a lap down. It would be another driver that would get, correct?
That's exactly right, but it can do.
Again, Todd Cleaver running in the 4th position.
That was hard contact right there the 38 made.
He must have blown a tire or something. You see the left rear here, Phil, is down. I think he blew a tire entering the corner, and the 50 let off for the accident, and I bet you somebody hit him in the back.
Yeah.
Boom, right there. You can see the 16.
You're exactly right. It was a 16 of Jack Sprague. Now, Jack made a little contact with the left front corner, too, in the wall. Well, there, 15 truck was already in the wall. Then it looked like Bill Lester came along and ran into the back of the 99 Ricky Craven. Very, very similar situation to what we saw a few moments ago when Todd Cleaver got turned around. Here's Ricky. You see him back off.
On the bottom.
He got a little shot, it looked like, from Bill Lester. Made some contact with the outside wall.
15 blew it right in front. Did it look
like Skinner had? Terry Cook has had some very, very similar. Here you see another look at it. Looked like Ted. He poked his nose into the inside, and Terry came down, and they made some contact. Ted was just barely up beside him, though.
That happened off turn 4. Phil Harvick crowded Terry up into the wall.
Got him out of the throttle.
Got out of the throttle. Here comes Ted, and all of a sudden he spun out down in turn 1 for something that happened coming off turn 4.
Yeah, Ted had a bit of a run going, so he tried to pull to the inside and did. Got just his nose up barely beside Terry. You see another look at it right here. And Terry came down to make his normal line into the corner and made some contact. He almost saved it. Did a great job keeping it out of the outside wall. But he's going to lose all his track position.
You could see right here, Phil, how much momentum he lost, because when they exited 4, he slowed down because Harvick had moved up. Here comes Ted, messes him up.
11th caution of the night. This ties the record that was set, well, 1 year ago at this race.
See what happened here. You see David, he's on, looks like the 88 Matt Crafton drives to the inside. Very, very similar to what happened with Ted Musgrave and Terry Cook.
Now, Phil, we've talked about how wide the groove is here. Crafton was in there pretty good ways. I don't believe David would have lost that position had he have just rolled to the top side, ran that groove. He definitely wouldn't have spun out if that happened. It looked like David really tried to cut down on the